Hey, welcome in everybody. A great win for the Celtics tonight as they come from behind after a really frustrating poor first half, and they beat the Atlanta Hawks. Final score 107 to 98. It was really the tale of two halves in this one, and the Celtics deserve a ton of credit for being able to come back from a rather large deficit to win this game. The first half, the defense was sort of sluggish. I think the Celtics were a little shell shocked because Jalen Brenton Brown went down with an injury and obviously didn't come back in this game. The Celtics are saying it's a sprained ankle. There's no way to know for sure what it is until they get imaging done on it. So hopefully Brown is okay. He was able to walk off under his own power with a little bit of assistance, but it didn't look like it was a break or a knee, which is obviously what you're far more concerned about with Brown, is it being a knee injury. So maybe he misses a game or two, sort of best case scenario right now. Obviously, I think it took the Celtics a bit of time to sort of readjust, and the Hawks were able to take advantage in the first half. Um, and really, the Celtics just couldn't muster a much of a defensive effort. And the Hawks scored actually 37 points in the second quarter. And we've been watching the Celtics now since the new year, especially all throughout February. Now it's March. Defense has been their hallmark, and it just didn't look like a typical Celtics game. And it was especially troubling after their last game when it was the first time in a while they got sort of their asses kicked when they lost to Indiana. Not a very good team the other night. So I think if you'd watched the first half of this game, you were starting to get a little nervous and see some troubling trends with the Celtics. But then the second half started, and it was a completely different Celtics team, much more resembling the team that we've seen over the past 2 months of the season, where they're playing intense defense. People were stepping up. The bench was playing well. Jason Tatum was taking over this game. They looked a whole lot more confident. So credit to the team and credit to Coach Udoka for getting them much more ready to play in the second half. In fact, in the third quarter, which earlier in the season, especially past couple of years under Brad Stevens, was the Celtics' kryptonite. The Celtics have been really strong lately in the third quarter, and tonight was no difference as they outscored Atlanta 31 to 13. Atlanta is one of the best offensive teams in basketball, and to limit them to just 13 points in a quarter is a remarkable achievement. And then the Celtics won the fourth quarter 25 to 20 to take home the victory. So a lot of credit goes to the Celtics tonight for being able to be resilient, overcome that deficit, overcome an injury, and have guys come off the bench like Grant Williams and Derek White and really make massive impacts on this game to get the Celtics back into the winning column after an ugly game against the Pacers the other night. So let's get into the box score here. Starters tonight were Tatum, Al Horford, Rob Williams, Marcus Smart, Jalen Brown. Brown limited to just 3 minutes, because as I said, twisted his ankle, had to leave the game. So you saw a lot more of the bench tonight than you typically do. But let's go over the guys who did start and played significant minutes. Tatum had 39 minutes, 12 of 25 from the floor, 3 of 10 from three, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. He had 8 rebounds, 7 assists, just 2 turnovers and 33 points. A real definite star level performance from Jason Tatum tonight. Was hitting timely baskets, really took over in the second half of this game. Did a good job rebounding, did a really good job distributing. 7 assists to 2 turnovers. You love to see that number from your star player, especially when he's a forward. Absolutely a great game from Jason Tatum tonight. Al Horford had a nice game for himself. He was the last guy on my 3 up, 3 down. I didn't put him down for any reason in particular. It just the other guys were more deserving of not getting criticized, and Horford was fine tonight. He wasn't spectacular. He wasn't bad by any stretch. In fact, he was very good defensively. He had 4 blocks tonight in his 34 minutes to go. Also with 3 of 7 shooting, 2 of 4 from three, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 8 points. So solid game for Horford. Rob Williams played very well tonight. 35 minutes, only attempted 3 shots, which you'd like to see a little bit more from him. He did hit all 3 of them, though. He also hit all 3 of his free throw attempts. 13 boards for him, 2 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. 9 total points for Rob. Marcus Smart, good game defensively. Did a pretty good job running the point position tonight in his 37 minutes, 6 of 14 from the floor. Take that shooting percentage with him, 2 of 6 from three, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal. and a block, 16 points, as I mentioned. Five turnovers, a little bit too many. You don't want that four assists to five turnover ratio. That's no good. But a good job defensively, nonetheless, from Marcus, who made an incredible block actually in the game on a fast break that the Hawks late in the game that the Hawks were looking to make a little bit of a comeback. And Marcus Smart sprinted down the court and made a big block. And that was a real another turning point for the Celtics to establish that they had not just come back, but we're going to win this game. And as I mentioned, Jalen Brown just limited to 3 minutes. He did hit his only shot and had 2 points on the night. The bench was a big, maybe the biggest story of the night tonight, specifically the play of Grant Williams and Derek White. Both those guys played 28 minutes. Grant Williams was 6 of 11 from the floor, 2 of 4 from three. He hit both of those threes in the fourth quarter consecutively, both big shots. Played very good defense, 7 rebounds, an assist, a block, and 18 points. Tremendous game from Grant Williams. And then Derek White in the third quarter really came on strong. And when the Celtics had to take Tatum out to give him some rest, White was the guy they looked to for offense, and he answered 28 minutes, 7 of 13 from the floor, 1 of 5 from three, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, and 18 points for White. He had his floater game going. What I'm noticing about White is he is not a good 3-point shooter, which I think we knew going into this, but he's very adept at getting into the paint and has an array of little teardrops and floaters, and is good at following through with contact, and that's really valuable for the Celtics to know. We can have this guy come off the bench, and he can take some of the scoring load off, and be able to get points and generate points, and more importantly, push the pace and get the ball into the paint, create fouls, create contact, create passing lanes. So even though he has had his first game was maybe a bigger story and stuff like this, this was definitely, I think, his best game as a Celtic. And I really hope to see more of this going forward with Derek White, who was really tremendous tonight. Other guys on the bench who played, Peyton Pritchard, not a great game for him, though he has been playing better recently. 19 minutes, 1 of 4 from the floor. They were all 3-point attempts, just 3 points and 3 assists. And Aaron Nesmith started the second half, didn't really make much of an impact. He did hustle, which he always does, which I appreciate, but he's just not found the range on his shot so far in his pro career consistently, which he was drafted for shooting. So that's not a great sign. 17 minutes, 0 of 5 from the floor, 0 of 2 from three, 6 rebounds, and assist, steal, and no points. And the Celtics win 107-98, improved to 10 games over 500, words I never thought I'd be saying, 37-27. 21-11 at home. The Hawks fall to 29-32. This was an important game too because again, the East is so tight. Every game matters at this point, and for the rest of the season, the Celtics. That's why the loss to Indiana was frustrating too, because they're a bad team that the Celtics lost to. You gotta bank wins when you can, and the Celtics certainly looked like they were not going to win this game based off the first half, and really showed a lot of heart, a lot of effort, and great adjustments to rally and win this game. So I think it's a victory that's not just important, but the team can feel really good about, especially that they got those strong contributions from the bench and they rallied from what could have been a really devastating Jalen Brown injury if it was worse. And it's always, I think, a gut punch to see one of your best. Ime Udoka deserves a lot of credit for getting the Celtics prepared for the second half and come out with a different attitude. So good job by him. And the players always get the most credit or blame when things go wrong. So lots of credit to them too. Leonard also said the first half is a big reason why I didn't think the Celtics would win more than one round. Yeah, I mean, I think, and we're going to talk about this more as the playoffs approach. Seeding is going to be extremely important for the Celtics, not so much because of home court, but who they play in the first round is going to mean everything. It's going to be the difference between if they advance past that round or not. It's so bunched up in the East that there's so many potential opponents they could play. Some of them they definitely are capable of beating. Chicago, I think they're capable of beating, though it would be a tough series. Cleveland, I think they're capable of beating, no problem. Some other teams, I don't think they're capable of beating Milwaukee or Miami right now. So seeding is going to be very important for the Celtics if they want to get out of the first round. Gregory Castillo says, nice win, nice W. I know you're happy to see your guy Derek White playing well, Gregory. Best game as a Celtic, in my opinion, as I said before. So thanks everybody who's watching. The Celtics are back at it on Thursday. against the maybe the most exciting team in basketball, led by the most exciting player in basketball, the Memphis Grizzlies and John Morant. That is a nationally televised game on TNT. I am really looking forward to watching John Morant. I unfortunately will not be doing that a live post game right after it because I will be in the movie theater seeing the new Batman movie. Forgive me. I am going to record that game though. Maybe I'll give some thoughts after it, but I am not going to. If you're tuning in for a live post game reaction, I'll be seeing how the Batman's handling the Riddler and the Penguin and all that stuff. That's what I'll be doing. So that game will be on record for me, but I hope the Celtics can come up with another performance like they did tonight and get another win. And we'll keep doing this going forward. It's great to see the Celtics playing well. I appreciate everybody watching, and whether you're watching now or later, remember to give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I will talk to you later. See you, everybody.